Welcome once again back to the lab. It is your old Professor Pilk, and of course today we need to talk about the Primarina raid. Now, this actually is going on this weekend and the following weekend, basically May 10th to the 12th. It says 10th. It started on the 9th for most of us, through Sunday the 12th, and then the 17th again through the 19th. So, essentially, what we're dealing with here, I mean, per usual, it's like a level 100 mod. It's a 7-star raid. You know, these get really tough. What she's going to bring to the table is exactly what we thought. Moonblast, Sparkling Aria, Psychic. However, I really thought she'd have an ice move. Instead, she uses Sing. Now, that throws a little bit of a wrench in some of our other plans, but it's not that overwhelming, as you'll see here in a moment. Now, she does have a Fairy Tera, and that basically means that you can bring Poison or Steel to the mix. Now, because she does have Psychic attack, in fact, she has Psychic as an attack, you probably don't want to bring Poison. You really want a Steel Tera Pokemon, or at least a Steel attack, something that is going to be super effective against her. It's just the best way to go about this. She additionally will use Encore and Surf from time to time, but neither one of those are really all that overwhelming if you really prepare. Things we know she does, at 80% HP, she will pull up her shield. That shield is enormous. That shield is probably well over 50% of her health. She'll reduce Terra Aura Charge at 90%, so you basically have to do 4 attacks instead of 3 to get it out. She will reset her own stats at 85% HP. At 80%, she'll reset your stats, though those happen pretty simultaneously. She will use Encore at 80% time. She will use Surf at halftime, literally 50% time. And she will do status reset on herself at 35% HP a second time. So really debuffing this mod is kind of a pointless endeavor. Now, how do you go about facing this mod? Well, let me show you what I built. And she's actually worked really well in our testing. And yes, I know I called out Tinkaton at the beginning. I really think she's going to be great for this. Her typing basically makes her not immune, but resistant to almost everything that they bring to the table, with the exception of, I think, the water move, which does normal damage. But with a Shell Bell, we'll be able to recoup a ton of damage here, or recoup a ton of health. Ability, I don't really think the ability is that big of a deal. However, EVs. So obviously you can see I put them in here that gives her up attack. We do not want to remove that speed stat this time. So I've got special attack down. You can do physical defense down. I went special attack down because you're rarely, if ever, going to use a special attack with her. But we do definitely want speed stat on this one. We want to be able to outspeed our opponent. So I've gone all in on physical attack and HP, which is actually where she was at from the beginning. And move set wise, because we are using a Steel Tera, we're going to focus on Steel moves. Now, there's a couple things you need to know about this. Number one, obviously we're going to use Gigaton Hammer as our main DPS. Gigaton Hammer is really nice. It does an insane amount of damage, but you can only do it like once, and then you've got to do another move. So I put Heavy Slam on here as another, like, basically a backup DPS. We'll do Gigaton Hammer, Heavy Slam, Gigaton Hammer, Heavy Slam. Obviously, she's got Swords Dance to buff herself up. I did mention that she resets her stats twice, so I don't think there's any real benefit into debuffing this opponent. I think just buffing yourself is more than enough. Now, that's 3 of the 4 abilities that we have here. Normally, because Primarina is a special attacker, normally I would go in here and I'd say I'll use like Light Screen or something like that, but she's brought an ailment to the table. She's going to sing, and she's going to try to put you to sleep. If you go to sleep, what are you going to do? Well, you could have any number of abilities that either prevent sleep, or resist it, or cut the time in half, or whatever. You can also carry a Chesto Berry, but if you carry a Chesto Berry, then you can't do the Shell Bell. I think the healing is way more important. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and spec'd into Sleep Talk. Now, there are not a lot of other mod here that have similar typings, that have similar builds that can use Sleep Talk. So this is a really solid build. Essentially, what this is going to do is this is going to pick any one of those 3 moves from above, and it's just going to use it, right? While she's asleep, you hit Sleep Talk, she will essentially just pick one of these. So you have a 2/3 chance of doing an attack. Or if you're not completely buffed up, she might even do Swords Dance. It's really kind of an RNG fest, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not that all that overwhelming. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Let's do a run real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so as we hop into the event here, number 1... I'm not sure how I feel about this. The really nice part is Belly Bolt can put light screen up. Let's see what happens. That could be very helpful, but I'm not going to rely on it. Oh, there's light screen. Nice. I think it was light screen. Saw the animation. It's hard to tell if those reflect or light screen. Oh! And she put us to sleep right away. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and do a sleep talk. I could probably sleep talk twice, but after that I want to really start, like, buckling down and actually doing something. Oh, nice. We'll get a Gigaton Hammer. Beautiful. I'll take that. As I said before, you need 4 attacks this time instead of 3 to build up your Paralysis. So we're going to go and do another Sleep Talk. Hopefully we get an attack out of it. Now, unless I'm mistaken, she actually could potentially do attempt Gigaton Hammer again, and then Sleep Talk fails. That or Sleep Talk has I think it's 100% accuracy, though. I don't recollect, and I have to double-check that. But nevertheless, I have seen Sleep Talk fail, and I just presumed it was because she attempted to do Gigaton Hammer twice in a row. All right. Okay, so here we are. We are... You know, I'm going to go ahead and try to do a sword. Yeah, I'm going to try to do... She's going to reset soon. I'm going to try to do a Gigaton Hammer. Okay, she's still asleep. She should snap out of it pretty soon. Sparkling Aria is not scary yet, but here we go. Okay, so we just got stats nullified. Oh, nice. Let's see if we can do a Swords Dance. All right, so she woke up, so now we can start buffing. Sparkling Aria is going to hit... Yeah. I think we can eat one more of those. I'm going to do one more Swords Dance. I really feel like we can eat one more safely. And then hopefully we have enough... Hopefully we have enough to terrestrial. Oh, no! That is... It's fine. It's fine. I risked it, and I paid the price. We were really close, though. Like, we might... I probably should have done a cheer heal there instead. It is what it is. We're not that much worse for the wear. Alright, so light screen's up again. But I don't want it to give a false sense of security because she is hitting. But light screen is cutting that down quite a bit. Yeah, she'd do a lot more normally. So that's probably what it was. Is I was doing my calculations off of when we had light screen and play and when we didn't. You know, once again, if you want to partake in that, basically you could reset this until you get Belly Bolt. And Belly Bolt will at some point do light screen. It's very handy, very comfortable. But you don't have to rely on it. Alright, so let's do a third Swords Dance. We got Belly Bolt, we might as well, right? I mean, take advantage. Okay. Now, we can... I'm going to go ahead and do a Heavy Slam. I'd love to do a Gigaton Hammer, but I want to save Gigaton Hammer for when we can Terastalize. We're not going to get a lot of healing out here, so... We don't want to get crazy. Oof, that's not good. We still can't terrestrialize. Ooh, I don't know if we're going to get out of this. Let's cheer heal. Okay. Yeah, we can eat and attack. Oh. Well, that's handy. I'll take that. Let's do another heavy slam, and next turn we can swords dance. Or, I'm sorry, swords dance. Next turn we can Gigaton. I'm at that state where I'm like a little leery of what she's going to do next. I would love for her to do another Psychic, but Sparkling Aria kind of tracks. Here we now we can Trash Slice. Now we can do Gigaton Hammer. Now we'll get our healing. So this is you gotta work. You gotta play it a little cautiously, but you also gotta live on the edge a bit. Just play it smart, basically. And I know I did risk it and get punished for it, but as you'll see here in a moment, now that we're here, I think we're fine. We're fully built up, and we should get, if not full health, a ton of health. Here comes Surf, but it's not a scary attack. Ooh, got a crit on Belly Bolt. So it's one of the rare times that she's going to do a double attack. But, oh, nope, we can't gauge it on Hammer. We got to do a heavy slam. Now, she does outweigh her by 150 pounds, so this should do a decent amount of damage. Now, we're a little bit behind, but we're gonna catch up real fast, you'll see. Now we can do another Gigaton Hammer. We're going to do a double attack again? Girl, I'm going to need you to chill. Alright? One of the main reasons I say that you want a speed advantage. You don't want to be behind when she's doing these attacks. You want to be in the forefront. You want to heal before she attacks. It's a much more comfortable position. And see, for as far behind as we were after that L, we caught up so quick. So, once again, if you can run it with Belly Bolt with that light screen, it's great. If you can't, just play it a little smart and make sure you get your buffs out on time, and you'll be fine. You can even run like a buff and attack and a buff and attack. Just make sure you get a ton of those attacks out early on so that you can terrestrialize. But don't terrestrialize while you're buffing. You still want your resistances, but just plan it around. You play it smart, you'll be fine. Here we go. Oh, don't you start that mess. Don't you start that mess. Here we go. Nice. And that is how you take down Primarina. Now, probably wasn't the most comfortable run, but, it does work. Now, the one thing that is interesting that's been brought to my attention here is that because of her ability, her Sing is a water-type move, so if you have units that are apparently that are immune to water, then, or an ability that prevents water immunity, then apparently Sing won't affect you. So that's another thing you think of. So maybe we'll work on some other builds and things like that. But so far, this has been my best build, and I'm really, really, really happy with it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. As always, like, comment, and share, and I will always be back with more Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming real soon.